Ready. Start clapping right now. Start clapping right now for the Artichoke Music Friday Night Coffeehouse. I am your host, your old pal Zane. I am so excited to bring you guys a night of comedy and music. Thank you guys for being here, musicians and audience members alike. Make some noise for yourselves for being here. Nice. Can we also make some noise for the people who put this together, Adam and Sarah? Can we make some noise for them for booking us, having us all be a part of this? And make some noise one very last time for our sound guy, Michael Hench. Making us all sound pretty. Excellent. So, I am your host, your old pal Zane. I'm going to be doing a little bit of comedy, a little bit of music, so I hope that that's something that you guys are here to enjoy. First off, I want to talk a little bit about me. I moved to Portland a couple years ago, and there's some things about Portland that some people don't like that I personally love, right? Like bicyclists, you know, I love them. Except I almost got hit by the same bike 3 times in the same spot. Yeah, it was a vicious cycle. It's a vicious cycle. I should retire that joke. It's terrible. So I'm actually a rapper, a comedian, and a mental health and addiction advocate. And I want to start a therapy group for people with black and white parents. It's called Mixed Feelings. Nice. So for me, music is an outlet that helps me navigate mental illness, and it helps me talk about stories that I wouldn't otherwise want to joke about. So this first song that I'm going to do is a story about a couple who has a baby, and they find out their baby's sick, and this is a story about how they navigate that. Things are gonna get. Get that a little bit louder. Things are gonna get. He held her hands and looked into her eyes, inhaled the smell of grass while he took her by surprise, placed a ring on her finger, lingered for a kiss. He whispered, "Marry me." She whispered back, "Yes." Fast forward 9 months, had a baby named Grace. It wasn't just a name, it was the feeling when they saw her face. Jumped into the car, the baby curled up in her arms. Grace fell fast asleep while the mother kept her warm. Held the baby close, she could hear her breathe. If you listen close enough, you can hear her heartbeat. Dozed off in the car, awoken from a dream when the child in her arms could no longer breathe. Woke the child from a sleep and took a deep inhale. How could something so new become so suddenly frail? Called her mother in a panic, didn't know what was wrong. A calming voice answered back with the words to a song like, "Things are gonna get. Gonna get brighter. Things are gonna get. What began next, they ran tests on everything in the book, and no matter what they treated for, none of it took. The baby grew accustomed to being poked and prodded, cause it happened every week. She eventually thought it was normal, it was painful, and every time she screamed, it ripped the heart out of her parents, and they couldn't watch the scene. All the father knew to do was work till everything was paid. 10 hours a day, always coming home late. All the tests that they were running and coming up empty-handed, the bills were stacking up. It was too much for 2 people to manage. Work the day away and come home to his girls. Still not enough time in the world. There was just one more test, but it would take 2 weeks. An answer they had heard before as if on constant repeat. Sat with his daughter waiting for the results to come in. Rocked to the sleep by the windowsill and started to sing like, "Things are gonna get brighter. Things are gonna get. Things will get brighter." And they told your mother and father the worst news for a parent. You're gonna outlive your daughter. See, your baby girl was born with a condition. Odds are 1 in a million, and it started to kill them. Your little angel will never see a sweet 16 because science had conspired against one of her genes. She pleaded with her life like, "God, why can't I go in a place holding a baby last time in a warm embrace?" She thought about it, doubt it made it any easier. What's the quality of life a machine had to breathe for her? She said, "God, extra suffer anymore. Made my conscience be clear. She made a decision to shut off the machine. Her husband said it's the most compassionate thing he'd ever seen. Left the hospital, turned on the radio. They played a song for my sister and mom, and she sang along.
Thank you guys. That's my first song. Thank you. Will not pause. So that last song was about my mom. A little bit about my mom. My mom is actually a lesbian and a witch. Yeah. Give it up for her. That's super cool, right? Super cool. If you're having a hard time wrapping your head around that, though, she's basically halfway between Portland and Salem. Somewhere in there, right? Hey, is it cool if I tell you guys about the first time I said that's gay in front of my lesbian mom? Do it! Okay, if I have to. Who said that? So I'm like 11 years old, right? I come into my house. My mom shows me NSYNC, and she's like, how do you feel about NSYNC, right? I was like, that's the gayest thing I ever heard, right? Really ignorant, we know. But she wanted me to understand that if you use the way that somebody is, the way that they were born, as a negative like that, it's extremely hurtful. So she says to me, how would you feel if when I didn't like something, I said, that's a nigga? So like a mature 10-year-old, I was like, Grandpa, Mom called me the N-word! Which was a lie. Huge lie. Took that lie to my grandfather's grave. Literally, 11 years later, I went to my very first strip club with my mom the day of my grandfather's funeral. Yeah, woo for that, yeah. And this was not a good strip club, by the way. All right, this is a strip club in Iowa. Yeah. Like the most popular chick there is this private dancer with a wooden arm. Hey, don't laugh, I heard she was beating him off with a stick. Nice. So I'm sitting there with my mom at the strip club, like you do, and she looks over at me and she asks me this question, and like to this day, I don't think I could have answered any better. She looks at me and she says, are you a tits man or an ass man? How do you answer your mom? Right? How do you answer your mom? Well, I didn't know what to say, so I just said what I thought she wanted to hear. I was like, I don't know, I like smiles. She's like, that's the gayest thing I've ever heard. All right, are you guys ready for your first performer? All right. I'm so excited to have him here. Good friend of mine. Please make some noise right now for the very funny Brent Lowery.
Keep it going for Zane. Strippers are wearing masks again. Did you guys know that? Yeah, you can see pussy, but no lips. Oh, yeah, that's... Okay, how do I deal with this? How do I start my set with a boo? Thank you. That's what I needed. Thank you. I wasn't gonna talk until you did. She said I'm gonna do great. She just isn't a fan of the pussy joke. Maybe even the word. Oh man, it's good to be here. It's been after 19 months of being unemployed, I just got a full-time job. I can finally pay the bills again. Oh, thank you. I appreciate that. I start Monday, Officer Lowery. Yep. I'm a mortgage loan officer. What did you... I only approve racist cops. That's... What? I want to put them in debt. That's my thing, you know? Portland, Oregon, cops and donuts. Welcome. That's what we do. Hate cops, love donuts. It's our thing. I think if we really hated cops as much as we say we do, we'd shut down all these donut shops. We're fueling the source. Cops love donuts. That's the premise of that joke. Boo. Okay. All right. The whole time she did it, I'm like, I don't think I'm going to be able to use this tape. We're recording it, you know? I'm going to send it to... They'll be like, what's this Brent Lowery guy? And I get up, tell one joke, and get booed. And then just... They're like, I don't think he's ready. I don't think he's ready. Okay, that's fine. Okay. Thank you, man. What is your name?
Allison.
You're doing subpar. Everyone else is doing great, Allison. You're fucking me up. That's fine, Allison. Just don't come to my next show. That's not a way I want it. No, come to every show. Just pay full price. That's what yeah. I don't know. My uncle, when the protests started last year, he's a conservative in Clackamas, and I remember he was like, all these goddamn fake woke liberals are tearing up a beautiful city because they got nothing better to do with their lives. But he's a window repair guy. Yeah, by midsummer, he was throwing bricks with Antifa. The bricks said fuck capitalism, but they had his business card attached with a coupon for 50% off your next installment, you know? Everybody had their own reasons for being there. I like my coffee like I like my men. I tried it one late night in college. I spit it out. I was like, I can't do this, Kyle. I'm sorry. Kyle was my barista. He went on to found Grindr. It was originally an app for coffee beans. He made a hard pivot, way more money. I should have sucked his dick, probably. I have gay roommates. We live down the road. Their names are Palin and Jason, but we met on Craigslist during the pandemic. They listed themselves as P and J. And I was desperate for a place. We did a Skype interview. I sent him a message afterwards. I was like, if you guys accept me, I'll be the B to your PB and J. And then as soon as I sent it, I was like, oh shit, that's the gayest thing I've ever said. I'm pretty sure I just signed up to be the middle part of a gay sandwich. They instantly responded. They're like, you're in, creamy or nutty? No great response to that. I was like, I'll be there in a jiff. Allison, what did you think of that? No, I'm just kidding. No, she's been, ever since I said she was doing subpar, she's not a fan. I won't be at your next show. I was just down in Southern Oregon on the coast. I didn't know you could have rednecks at the beach. I'm from San Diego. That's a weird combo. I was just walking. I had this mask up as like a headband. It was hot. I was kind of sweating. This guy drove by in a truck. He's like, you're in the wrong sand, Taliban. I know. I was like, my name's Brent. I don't think there's any Brents in the Taliban, you know? More of an incel than an infidel name, if I'm being honest. You know? The only thing Brents have in common with the Taliban, not great with women. It's a bad name, you know? You're never gonna meet a Brent Jr. That's your first clue. It's not a great name. The other day I introduced myself, a guy was like, you look like a Brent. I was like, fuck you, dude. You look like a Richard. That's fun. Are there any Brents here tonight? No, we're never invited. That's one time I did that joke, and there was a Brent in the front row by himself. I was like, you're proving my point, man. And then he got up and left. I lost my biggest fan. I'm not good with crowd work is the point of that. Trent is a worse name. I would never choose to be Trent. It's more memorable, never for good reason. If you know what Trent, I feel like some people in here know what I'm talking about. Trent will fuck your girlfriend. Brent will try, he can't. No chance. Kent is the strongest of all ent names. I put a lot of thought into this. I get high and think about the real issues. It's one letter shorter, Kent, but it's world's classier. Kent can raise a family. Trent abandons his family. Brent raises somebody else's family. That's how that works. Brent raises Trent's family after Trent leaves, and every night in bed, he gets called the wrong name. On purpose. She does it on purpose. He's like, come on, it's Brent. She's like, I know, I wish it weren't. Only doggy style. She doesn't want to look him in the face. People are always sad when I say that last part. I don't know why I do it. Oh, man. Clap if you're drinking. As soon as I said that, I was like, can they serve? Yeah, okay. Perfect. We got a few drinkers in the house. I started drinking during the pandemic. I'm a quarter Chinese. I get the Asian glow. I got a real low tolerance. My opium tolerance is through the roof, but one seltzer, I melt, sir. It's a dumb joke. I tell it, people buy me seltzers after I tell that joke. I do it for opium. Where's the opium? Dreadlocks? No, just kidding. Oh, man. It's fun being out again. I was, let's see, I grew up privileged. Everywhere I'm going, people tell me, check your privilege. I keep checking. It's still there. I don't know what to do with it. Growing up, I knew struggle like I knew pussy. I only heard about it in rap songs. And it terrified me. Both terrified me. We didn't make a strong segue into privilege. We're like, where's the topic of this? Oh, boy. Let's see. You know, I've only been in one fight my entire life. That's what being privileged will do. I'm soft. I got my ass kicked. She took some cheap shots, to be fair. I didn't even know we were fighting till it was over. I called her a Buffalo Betty. It was my roommate's girlfriend. She was from Buffalo. That's what you call the last girl at a bar in Buffalo. And she got very offended. She jumped on the couch. She started beating the shit out of me. She fractured my nose. She gave me a black eye. And in the hospital that night, my dad, I remember he was like, son, I'm so proud of you for not putting your hands on a woman. I didn't have the heart to tell him, like, Dad, I think I'm just a pussy. There was never any, like, self-restraint. It was complete fear. Why did you never teach me combat skills, Dad? You should have hit me a couple times. The joke is called Buffalo Betty, and most of you didn't like it, if I'm being honest. Don't make me boo myself. Been doing a lot of karaoke. My buddy, it's his thing. He's going through a hard time. He's got 7 kids, and he's going through a divorce. So it's a hard time in his life. This is his outlet. He's also black, so I assumed we were going to be doing like classic hip-hop duets. That's a fantasy of mine. I'm a big Eminem fan. I've always wanted to have like a black friend up on stage doing like the Dr. Dre verse, something like that. He's shaking his head like, I know what you're talking about. What I've learned is my black friends do not share this fantasy. That's like the last thing they want to do at a karaoke bar. I'm like, come on, we'll do this, we'll both get pussy. I'm like, they tell me, they're like, I'm already getting pussy, man. You gotta do this yourself, you know? And my buddy, he doesn't even like to sing hip-hop music. He prefers early 2000s emo music. Like melodramatic, suburban, songs about life being harder than it really is. I'm like, those are the songs of my people. But then he gets up and sings them from a real place of pain. He puts the words in a new context. By the end of the song, there's a whole bar full of hipsters like, I didn't know this Blink-182 song was about being a black father in Portland. Is all the small things, is that about microaggressions? I finally get it. It's a powerful moment, and then I get up and do Changes by Tupac, and everyone's like, nah, I don't think we're on board with this. I think she was there. She booed me. All right, I'm Brent. Thank you very much. You guys have been fantastic. Keep it going for Zane.
There it is. Make some noise one more time for Brent Lowery. Super excited to have him here. Our next performer, I'm really excited. I got to see them do a little bit of their sound check, so I'm really looking forward to having them on stage. So if you guys could please make some noise right now for Freddy, Trujillo.
How are you guys? Anyway, yeah, thank you, Artichoke, for inviting me. I was here over the summer, and one of my friends was road managing a girl named Hannah in the dress, and I came down here and started talking to Bob, and he was trying to get me in here, and so thank you, Adam, for getting me in. I mostly play bass for a band called The Lines right now. It's a band with a guy named Willie Vlotten. He was in a band called Richmond Fontaine. But you know, in my older age, I've gotten a little more prolific and started just doing my own stuff. And I have a record I've been slowly getting out there digitally. I found that printing up vinyl is going to take a year. And I'm probably gonna wait till I need a tax write-off anyway to do it. But anyway, I'm gonna play some songs for that. It was I was over in Europe with Richmond Fontaine, and we played our last show in Poland, and it was 4 days before the election in 2016, and there was a girl there trying to warn me that we should be worried that Trump was gonna get elected. I said, oh, no way. And she was right. She said, you shouldn't underestimate Putin. I don't know. I guess she lives closer to him. But anyway, it got me thinking about a lot of the times I grew up in a town called Simi Valley. And if you don't know Simi Valley, I'll tell you about it in the song right now. But it was ransacked in the 80s by Ronald Reagan and his constituents. And it went from being really lame, really cool to really lame really fast. And we had a hardcore scene called Nardcore from Oxnard. Bands like Ill Repute all rebelled. Thank God for punk, then. Anyway, this is a song called See Me Valley. Let me get a capo here. Cheater. I just like the open sound. I could bar it, but I like it better. All right. Carly was from Simi Valley, so he's mad that I'm gonna sing Oh yeah, that's right. On a trip to Grants Pass, in a bar sitting next to me was a guy from my hometown, Simi Valley. We had talked about cool places, we talked about what schools we went. He told me all about his days of glory. And I wondered if I had any. Simi Valley in the 70s was a beautiful place to be. There's orchards of avocado and orange trees. We were free to ride horses around and motorcycles tearing up the ground of the property of J. Paul Getty. It would all change in the 80s. Nothing trickled down like Reagan said for my family. And one day, Rodney, oh wait, fuck. Shut up. Nothing trickled down like it was from my family. Why am I forgetting these lyrics? Darn it. Sorry about that, live stream. I'm not gonna sing this one right now. Anyway, I'll sing another song about Simi Valley. Sorry about that, guys. Jeez. What was that next lyric? I know, man. He messed everything up. God damn, what was that one? Oh, well. It'll come back to me. Anyway, enough about that song. That's too sad anyway. I'll just sing a song about me currently. It's also on this record. It's the title track of the album. It's called Sketch of a Man. I'm a middle-aged rock and roller, and I'm lucky to keep doing it, At this point in my life, I'm getting to travel and, make 20, 30 grand a year, and that's all it is. Not enough to support a family, but it's good side money. I work for a company called CD Baby that helps me with my, stay afloat doing it. But anyway, this is the title track, Sketch of a Man. I was born the 24th of May, and of course, I came into this life with not much blame. And now I'm 47, looking for a heaven where I won't always have to clear my name. The fact I'm Mexican or a musician, people make assumptions about me. I'm tired of being told I'm getting much too old to do the thing I love and friend I need. So give me music, give me love, give me strength to rise above all the obstacles I know will come my way. You know life after all is a case of rise and fall. If I fall again, I hope I don't break. So give me music, give me love, give me strength to rise above all the obstacles I know will come my way. You know life after all is a case of rise and fall. If I fall again, I hope I don't break. I don't break. I know why I forgot that. It's funny, I was like coming out here all cocky. I wanted to do some songs I never do acoustically, and See Me Val was one of those. My band hates to play these slow, sad songs. So I've been singing a lot of the other ones that I've been currently recording. I'd like to do one. I thought of it when the guy mentioned the police in Portland. And me personally, I grew up in the LA area. When I came out of See Me, I moved to LA, and it was right during those Chief Daryl Gates times, and this is a song about those times. I personally never had anything like the police in Portland were a lot. I remember even getting pulled over and had weed right on me, and they were like, somehow I've been able to Jedi. I may have just all the experience I had in California. But anyway, this is a song called Never Threw a Shadow at It. It's gonna be like this slow cha-cha. Imagine like a Joe Cuba, Willie Bobo kinda. April 17th, 1991. That was the night my car was almost stolen. The state started great, and the night was beautiful. My nephew was being born, I stayed late at the hospital. Around 2 a.m., mi cuñado said take the van. Go home and get some sleep. I'll stay here and rest as best I can. I headed on home. We were living in Woodland Hills, a really nice neighborhood, the perk of a record deal. There's my house and a car parked in the middle of the street, next to my lowered square back that they were stealing. I yelled some shit and they ran off. I got the license plate number and called the cops. The passenger side window was smashed on my door, and the ignition was broken. There were parts on the floor, and the night was silent, nothing stirring. Two hours later, the cops, they finally came. The first thing they did was put a flashlight in my face. I was standing by my car, trying to clean up some glass. Son, have you been drinking? Was the first thing that they asked. I said, no, I haven't been drinking at all. My car was being stolen, that's the reason why I called. The next thing they asked me was why I in that neighborhood. I pointed to my house, they asked for my driver's license. Why are you guys turning on me? I called you, so let me be. Doesn't your badge say protect and serve? That's when they handcuffed me, made me sit on the curb, and I never threw a shadow at it. I never threw a shadow at it. I never threw a shadow at it. Oh, never threw a shadow at it. I never threw a shadow at it. Oh, some other things I've been singing more. Oh, I'll try this one. My band doesn't do this with me yet, but I used to play in this little cool rock band called Kagwama, but it's been over 10 years ago now. Sadly, the lead singer, and they were all younger than me, and wild bunch, and I was like just about 40 then, and they were 30, and it came to find out that Raul, the lead singer, he was sadly doing the wrong kind of drugs, and OD. And it was a sad day for me, and I just came to terms with writing something about it. I'm kind of proud of this song because I'm also a big bird watcher. And I don't know if you know the mourning dove, but the people think it's the morning that's spelled like the morning time, but because you usually hear them in the morning, but they do this really sad song that goes like that. And so anyway, this is me like standing on the corner that morning watching my buddy get taken away with the corner, and it's called Morning Dove. Hey there, morning, I hear your tune. Did you lose your friend last night too? I stood on the corner, the lights flashing red, and I was haunted by the words he said. He said they'd be sad, I said you need to think. He said they'd be mad, I said you'll need the strength. He said they'd be sad if he told them he did drugs like he was. Hey there, morning, what do I do? It's a 6-hour drive, now they're here at 2. Full of dread, what do I say? Do I tell them the truth or some other way? I told them the melody got him strung out. They said no way, I said there's no doubt. His mother looked down, she looked horrified as she cried. Cry on morning dove. Cry on morning dove. Hey there, morning, his father got mad. He said I should have talked to him man to man. I said I was sorry and thought that he knew. Plus I thought it was best to tell the truth. He said yeah to me, but not to the mom. I apologized and said I was wrong. I told them that I couldn't look in their eyes and tell lies. Cry on morning dove. Cry on morning dove. Cry on morning dove. Cry on morning dove. Cry on morning. Cry on morning. Cry on morning dove. I forgot to bring a timepiece up here. Will you let me know when I'm like last song or whatever? I'm good. Man, I'm gonna try something really hard, a real wordy one. I promise I won't mess it up. It's one I don't play often. It's partly because it's a picky one. But this is a tune about when I first moved from Simi. I moved out to Hollywood, and you know what? I'm gonna play this one. I'll introduce it this way. And I was working in this record distributor called. I seemed to always land record distributor jobs, even after I went to college. I ended up right back where I was, but I don't know. I guess I like records and CDs and those things. But anyway, I moved out there and I had the pleasure of playing with this guy named Pat Smear. If you don't know who he is, he was in the Germs and later and got asked to be the fourth member of Nirvana. And he was in there a few months before Kurt passed, and now he's been in the Foo Fighters, and I think he just got inducted in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame with Foo Fighters. But anyway, this is a tune about a short-lived band. He did a record for SST, and everywhere we went, people hated it because it was just like, shouldn't say everywhere. They liked us in San Francisco and LA, but you know, we go to like Phoenix or somewhere, get these young kids with mohawks, and they just wanted to hear the Germs, and we were playing this real ethereal music, and we were met with some animosity. But anyway, this is the story of Ruth and Smear was the band. Chuck found out from a friend that Pat Smear's looking for a band to promote his new record coming out on SST. He told me I should tag along and try out on the bass. I'm pretty sure no one tried out but me. And that's the way we became Ruth and Smear. We played some good shows around LA. We took it on the road, where I'm not sure they understood where we were trying to go. They wanted the Germs, we gave them Queen, or something in between. Some were amazed, but most got pissed, so we had to end the show. And that's the way it was in Ruth and Smear. It's probably why we lasted only 2 years. A brand new generation didn't care, they hardcore died in '85. They were too young to see the Germs, and here's a chance to peep had live. They wanted to do damage, They needed something with energy. When we started playing Sahara Hotel, we drove those young punks crazy. God forbid Pat move on, the germs were in his past. Plus the scene was getting violent. How much longer could that last? And here is Ruth and Smear. Here was Ruth and Smear. We were Ruth and Smear. We were Ruth and Smear. We played the teaser with Celebrity Skin, the Happy House and L's then. We played the Scream with Wire and the Fall at John Anson Ford. But our final show at Zombie Zoo, I somehow knew we were through. When Chuck took us off his guitar to hit a kid who heckled us. And that's the way it ended for Ruth and Smear. That's the way it ended for Ruth and Smear. So another, right around that time, I didn't have much luck with girls in Simi Valley. It was a really conservative place. Plus, I didn't like them. A lot of times I would hang out with them and I'd break out a Bootsy Collins record or something. And you gotta understand, this is like 84 or something when Lollapalooza wasn't around and putting all those P-Funk guys on the map. But it was like, I remember this one girl, Jane Kowalski, super hot, and her dad played in the Beach Boys, at the current Beach Boys, that Kokomo time, the one that Mike Love stole from Brian Wilson. But anyway, I rode down with her dad too much and blew it with her, you know what I mean? Because he was rad. We talked about Johnny Otis and all kinds of shit, and the Red Beans and Rice Festival up in Topanga Canyon and shit. But anyway, I ended up like with this girl named Kim Pilkington. She was in a band called the Love Dolls, and there's a dude named Dave Markey who made these Love Doll movies, and they were modeled after a runaway girl group, and it was a fake thing in the movies, but they ended up becoming a real band with Jennifer Schwartz. But anyway, my friend was hot for Jennifer, and I just ended up going home with Kim Pilkington, and this is that story. I remember that first night in North Hollywood at the Palomino. The Love Dolls were playing with Revolution 409, and Dave was showing movies on a sheet. I remember you playing a YSG. You were looking like a rock star to me, but I never would have guessed we would end up one night. I never would have guessed you'd be the one. The next time that I saw you, you were playing another show in some abandoned warehouse near South Central. I went with a friend who wanted to see Jennifer. I wanted to see Abby, because she was great on the bass, and so was Janet on the drums, and Jennifer was singing at the top of her lungs. And after the show, my buddy and Jennifer split. They suggested that I go with you and help with your amps. We headed west on the 10. We really didn't say much because we just met. Plus I was only 18 and pretty green, and you were a rocker with a decade on me. Pull up to your apartment somewhere near Venice Beach. I could tell that we were close to there, 'cause the fog made it hard to see. And after we got your equipment inside, then we tried to figure out where I would sleep. Put me on the couch, turned off the lights. I focused on a Hendrix poster as we talked through the night. And after a while you invited me into your room. And I thank you, Kim Pilkington, for letting me in. I awkwardly told you that I loved you. At the moment I probably meant it, but then I knew. When you looked at me in disbelief, I realized we were the same. Neither of us heard those words and it felt kinda strange. And it lasted 2 weeks before my buddies got concerned when they saw you as Alexandria with a needle in your arm. I broke it off and you got pissed and didn't understand why. I never got a chance to explain myself before you died. And now I think about that random time that I saw you at the Hollywood Billiards and I tried to wave at you. I guess it was my only chance to show my gratitude, 'cause I thank you, Kim Pilkington, for letting me in. Yes, I thank you, Kim Pilkington, for letting you in. Sorry, all these acoustic songs I want to play are bummers, but I'm gonna do something by the Lines, the band I mentioned I'm in. Okay, this will be my last one. I'm proud of being in this band. We've been putting off a record for a couple years now for reasons I don't have to explain. But we don't play around here much. We get to go over to Europe, and if in my middle age, if that's all I get, it's pretty fun. And but anyway, it's gonna be interesting this time because I just recently had to quit drinking. How's that beer, Carly? Good. Just enjoy it, man. No, I was kidding. Anyway, I had to quit just for health reasons, and I'm okay now. But it's okay. Everything's better. My relationships, I don't know. It's weird when you don't give yourself a break. But anyway, this is a song about drinking. It's called "I Won't Slip Up," written by Willie Vlotten. I gotta learn these songs anyway. It's a good way to multitask. It's Friday night, and I just can't stay at home, 'cause I know your shift starts at midnight. So come on, come on. Hey, give me a ride into town? I won't slip up. I won't slip up. Hey, Ray, I won't tell anyone. Just take me as far as Lombard Street. I'll go down to Slim's, have a couple of drinks. I'll catch a ride back home. Don't worry about me, Ray, I'm sick and tired of everyone worrying about me. Ray, my mom is always lecturing me. 45 hours a week, my boss double checks me. He counts the till in front of everyone before I leave. So come on, I won't slip up, I won't slip up. Hey, Ray, can you give me a ride into town? Hey, Ray, can you give me a ride into town? I won't slip up, I won't slip up, I won't slip up, I won't slip up, I won't slip up. Hey, Ray, can you give me a ride into town? Hey, Ray, I'll be better this time. I won't slip up, I won't slip up, I won't slip up, I won't slip up. Thank you, everyone.
Make some noise right now for Freddy Trujillo. All right, so for right now, we are going to be taking a 10-minute break, so go ahead and stretch your legs, get something to drink, go to the bathroom, do all that. We'll be back in just 10 minutes, all right? All right, make some noise, make some noise. We are back from the break. You guys having fun so far? Yes, love to hear it. This is my first time hosting here, so thank you guys for making this a special experience. So a little bit more about me. I'm from a small town. Is anybody from a small town? Anybody from? Okay, you guys know. So there's basically only 3 things you can do once you graduate high school, right? You can either have kids, do drugs, or fucking leave, right? Since leaving costs money and having kids takes 2 people, did a lot of drugs. I just want to say this. Mixing cocaine and baking soda, not all it's cracked up to be. Yep. So, actually, I never did crack. That was just a joke. Meth was more my speed. Okie doke. Pew pew. All right, I can't turn it off. My ex hates it. Okay. It's fine. It's fine. But yeah, so I started actually using because I'd lost my best friend in a car accident. And I know you're not supposed to use when you're grieving, right? Because it can be a slippery slope. But who doesn't like water slides? It's a downward spiral. Downward spiral. My mom had to watch me struggle with addiction. And she had struggled with addiction herself because after she had lost my sister, she was kind of just coping with that loss and using alcohol. And so she had basically seen what I was about to do. And I tell my mom everything. And so in this next song, I started off by saying, "Who will I tell when you go?" And this song's called "A Chance to Start Again." I tell you everything, so who will I tell when you go? You brought me up to be honest and never break a promise. I've done both. Chased dreams, copped out. School, dropped out. Been a pain in your lower half ever since I popped out. But to this day you swear that I saved your life, cause otherwise you'd have died drunk and teary-eyed. The second you knew you had me, you got clean between working 2 jobs, chugging caffeine, just so that you could provide the day that I arrived, even though the circumstances were not foreseen. After losing my sister, you wished your life was over, battling with the bottle, fighting to get sober. Call me your lucky clover, it wasn't part of the plan, but it was a chance to start again. A chance to start again. It's always darkest before the dawn and hardest before you level up. A chance to start again. It's always darkest before the dawn and hardest before you level up. I gotta ask what it's like to raise a tyke and watch them go down the same road, except pick up a pipe. I lost my best friend in a car wreck and swore she spoke to me through my guitar neck. It's fine, no big deal, making music's all I use it for. And you knew that you would use the same excuse before. When you start justifying why and when you're gonna use, it's just to cover up a cycle of abuse. I traded my first keyboard for an ounce of weed and used my grandma's birthday money on a bag of speed. 1 is fun with pills, but if you tried taking 3, and if you put this on your tongue, man, the things that you'll see. Tried to save me from hitting bottom, Gwen Stacy. You saw a person hurting when the rest just saw crazy. Said I can watch you kill yourself, channel your pain to the pen. You either get clean or caught, but it's a chance to start again. A chance to start again. It's always darkest before the dawn and hardest before you level up. A chance to start again. It's always darkest before the dawn and hardest before you level up. No one can give you your life back, you gotta take it. And there was a year or 2, no one thought that I'd make it. Seeing me hurt like you must have had you concerned, but the hard way is the only way some lessons are learned. Spiraled out of control, addiction clawing at my mind. Lie and tell you that I'm fine, too high to look into your eyes. I tried to believe I was only hurting myself. I was dragging you down with me when I was going through hell. I surround myself in sulfur when I suffer from my mistakes. Hell is not a place you go, it's a place that you make. And it must have been damn rough when they let me out in handcuffs. This isn't at all what the plan was. It wasn't part of the plan, but it was a chance to start again. Thank you guys, appreciate it. So I brought up earlier about being a mental health and addiction advocate. On the mental health end of things, it's been a long journey, but I can gladly say that I've recently been diagnosed as bipolar. So yeah, thank you. I was diagnosed bipolar. If you're wondering how I'm feeling about it, real back and forth. Real back and forth. The hardest part was finding out that I'd have to be medicated for the rest of my life. You know, that was a tough pill to swallow. I hate these too. But yeah, so I'm on antipsychotics. And here's the deal about antipsychotics, and that is, if they were cool, fucking rappers would talk about them. Right? Right? You've heard 100 rappers be like, codeine, Xanax, Adderall, right? But you've never heard one rapper be like, getting mad at me, popping oxycarbazepine. It's a mediocre rhyme, but a dope-ass joke. Thank you. So yeah, finding out that I was bipolar helped me understand a lot. It helped me understand, you know, some of my tendencies, some of my suicidal tendencies. And I just want to say that if you've ever talked somebody off of that ledge, I genuinely want to thank you from the bottom of my heart. Thank you for doing that. Thank you. Thank you. But can we please stop saying that suicide is the most selfish thing you can do? Yeah, the most selfish thing you can do? The most selfish thing you can do. Really? Because it kind of sounds like the most selfish thing you could do would be making me killing myself all about you. Pretty selfish. Pretty selfish. Last year, I went to the psychiatric ward because I was self-harming. Luckily, I cut back. Pew pew. The harm prevention unit was really nice, super sweet people, right? They gave me a pair of shoes, no strings attached. It's very nice of them, very nice of them. So I joke a lot about mental health, but deep down, it's something that at one point in my life I neglected, and it took everything from me. It even took away a relationship that was very close to me, and it was because I wasn't taking care of myself. So this next song that I want to do for you guys is called Everything Fell in Place to Fall Apart. The sound of a cracking can signifies my surrender of sobriety. I suffer from anxiety, so alone I'll do it quietly. If I've got to be in pain, best to do that shit in privacy. If I can't ignore the hurt, maybe I can ignore the irony. I know too well how this ends. With bartenders and night friends, I'm not ignorant to the trends. I'm fessing up, no pretend. No, you've been hurt previous, would never do you dirt on purpose. I'm not that devious, little do they know that I left the queen unpleased. Now I'm a peasant in the streets who can't fulfill his own needs. I smoke when I know I'm sick, drink when I know I'm sad, kill myself in the short run so I don't have to endure the long runs. Wrathless, and I get it, I should have acted better, so I pulled out this notepad, wrote you this love letter. I never gave it to you, so afraid of how you'd act, knowing how you were so perfect, so afraid you'd see me cracked. Everything fell in place to fall apart. Everything fell in place to fall apart. I should have been there, I've got no excuse. Wanna apologize, but really what's the use? I went and tied the noose and expected not to hang. Put my hand to the burner, still surprised by the pain. You packed your bags and said I gotta be healthy. Can't help yourself, how the hell you supposed to help me? We ain't gotta be wealthy, but at the end of the day, I need you there to hold me tight when I don't know what to say. The question isn't did I love you, it's did I ever love myself? I need to grow the fuck up, past the tender age of 12. It's one thing to know your flaws, a complete other to change them. Trauma doesn't determine your future, no matter where it came from. So yeah, I need to get over all that pain I felt before. Figure out my own shit before I tangle it up in yours. Sorry for what you endured. I'm not the only one I'm affecting when my mental illness goes uncured. Everything fell in place to fall apart. Everything fell in place to fall apart. The sound of a striking match means I've lit another cigarette. Stepped away from alcohol when I realized it's a threat. Some habits die hard. I flick my chair into the yard and stare at the empty space where you used to park the car. And maybe I get complacent
It's easier to accept life is trash than to take the steps to change it. Your side of the bed is vacant and I wanna be patient. I'll be here when you come home. I'm not looking for a replacement. Say I only show I care when you're halfway out the door. I won't even argue with it. It's a habit I can't ignore. Stop telling you that I'll change. It only lasts a week and I'm back to my old ways. I see your face in the fatigue. You're understandably exhausted. It's gotta be annoying, it still ain't fixed like the sound of a leaky faucet. I wanna tell you I love you, it was a pleasure to know you. I won't bother with words anymore, so instead I'm gonna show you.
Thank you guys. Are you guys ready for our next performer? Make it real loud for Don Gavitt.
So I could just imagine Zane putting this show together, and he's like, I need one more comic. I need one more, preferably someone that looks like a retired jazz drummer. Don, yeah. All right. I gotta admit, when I first walked into the room, the first thing I noticed was the bathroom's right there. Any other prostate Americans in the room? You know, men of a certain age, right? They told me there was one upstairs. I've been up there all night. Yeah, thanks for having me, Zane. This is a lot of fun. I've never been here before. The last time I did a comedy music setup, it didn't work out really well at all. I came on after a father-daughter Native American traditional music group that had like a 20-minute set of, traditional music that had the whole place crying and really into it. And I came up and said, who wants to hear some prostate jokes? And nobody did. Nobody did. I heard somebody say colonizer. It was terrible. But I survived that night. Any dads in the audience? Any dads? Got some dads, right? Anybody with daddy issues? Anybody? Daddy issues. I think some people raised their hand twice. That's concerning. My son's 22. My daughter's 18. My vasectomy's 16 and a half. Thanks for coming out, and it's half birthday tonight. It's celebrate. We got drink specials. Probably don't want that. There's a little swelling involved for 8 to 10 hours. It's a really big moment in our family. My son moved out. Yeah. He's on his own. He's taking care of himself, and I gotta admit, I wasn't emotionally prepared for it. I really wasn't. I'm sorry. It's tough. He took the bong, and he took the vaporizer. He took the dab rig. He took the emergency bong in the garage, and that seemed a little cruel. Little one-footer. I went in there thinking, nah, he's not gonna take that. Maybe he cleaned it, and there's a fresh eighth, a little note, love you, Pop. I know you always using this. Just want to say thanks for everything you've always done for me. Nothing. It's gone. He texts me every once in a while. We still going to that soccer game. Hey, there's something going on with the car. Maybe you can help me troubleshoot it. I'm just fucking ghosting him. He's dead to me now. Took all the glass. Glass is expensive. I didn't know that. Shit, I'd like to buy a bong. What? Really? No, I gotta do 8 comedy shows before I can afford that. Since he moved out, I gotta branch out. I gotta give dad advice to random 20-somethings in the neighborhood now. You know, the other day I just saw a young man. I'm like, hey, you know there's no such thing as craft vodka, right? He's like, really? I'm like, yeah, Smirnoff, Grey Goose, same thing. Don't pay for marketing. Just get what's on sale. Avoid stuff in plastic bottles, but you know, just that's all you need to know, kid. He's like, thanks, neighborhood dad. That's who I am. I'm neighborhood dad. That's right. You know, I help people park because people like that. People like when you help them to park. You get behind their car and you start doing this. Cut the wheel! Cut the wheel! They look enraged, but deep down inside, they're thankful for neighborhood dad. Random advice like, you know, you can't have a good lunch until you have a few bad ones. It's like, all right, thanks. Saved a life the other day. Saw a young man, he was looking sharp, he was going out, it was Friday night. I looked at him, I said, you know, if they say their herpes is asymptomatic, they just told you they have herpes. Be thinking, kid, be thinking, right? He's like, I'm gonna avoid you from now on. I'm like, I'm right here, right? Do you need to park anything? Let me know, right? Other than doing the dad thing, and I thought doing comedy was a much better midlife crisis than taking up the bass. That's not a bass. Is there such a thing as a 5-string bass? Maybe there is. Oh, I see. I don't know. The stick to the parking, right? Who's the heckler? Allison? Was it Allison? Thought she was gonna catch me on that one. All right, I'm doing well. Allison's in my court. Yeah, I've been teaching high school for 30 years. I've been up at Grant High School in Northeast Portland for 20. I don't know if there's any generals in the room, but I've always found it weird that we're the generals and that our school colors are blue and gray. That seems oddly neutral on the Civil War. If we had school colors that really reflected Northeast Portland in 2021, it would be more like white and pass for white, but my mom's Asian. Would have been a better school color choice, I think, at this point. And instead of the Grant Generals, we really just have to be honest. We're the Grant gentrifiers at this point. No, we really are. Instead of having old Ulysses as our mascot, we probably should go with somebody like Randy the Realtor or whatever, right? What do you want? 2% interest on a mortgage. What do you want? Displaced original population now. That joke goes even worse up in North Portland. Especially in those fancy new beer places, you know, they're like, you know, people are like this, going, whoa, that cut deep. I love my mortgage. We just renovated my high school from the ground up. The whole thing is brand new. You know, it's great. We got windows with glass. We have air conditioning. We have new furniture. We have water without lead. You know, and I'm a little worried about that. I don't want the kids getting soft. You know, when I was a kid, we had lead in the water, in the paint, in the gasoline. Our mothers put a little dollop of it in our chocolate milk. Gave us that edge we needed for a 70s childhood. That and secondhand smoke, that's all we needed. But you know, I was in my classroom after the remodel, and there was something missing. At first, I couldn't put my finger on it. Then I realized, not one single penis cartoon in the whole room. Not one dick carved into a desk, into a chair. Not one scrolled on the wall, nothing. Not that one that's shooting straight up in the air that says USA on the shaft. Not that one at a 45-degree angle that's spurting that says, oh yeah. Nothing. And what really screwed me up is for years that had been my seating chart. New kid comes into the room and it's just like, yeah, Aiden, welcome. How'd you know my name was Aiden? Everybody's name is Aiden in Northeast Portland. It's either Aiden or Zoe. Through few Chloes and Megans sprinkled in, but I'm like, yeah, you know, Aiden, just take Rocket Dick, third row. Can't do that anymore. I'll end with this. We have 100% gender-neutral restrooms at Grant High School. We're the only high school in the United States that has that. Yeah, if you think that little tidbit of information is something you could bring back to a right-wing leaning relative, it's too late. Fox has already done several stories on it. They've led the newscast with it. Actually, I think they have a weekly show now called Why Portland Makes Jesus Sad, and that's always the top story. If you've never seen a public, mass bathroom like that, all the toilets are in little rooms, concrete on 3 sides, floor-to-ceiling door. The sinks are outside, trough sinks that everybody shares. So, we got 72 little 4 by 5.5 rooms that lock from the inside for 2014 to 18-year-olds. That wasn't a good design. We've created 72 vape rooms at Grant High School at this point. But we've just decided to, just go with it. We break it up by flavor. Mint is on south side, first floor. Various fruit flavors in the basement. Give the kids a better experience. They're well nicotine. They don't have to go out to Aiden Subaru anymore for the sweet e-juice, right? They can get that right in our fine building. I always tell the kids the same thing. It's like, why don't you just fucking smoke a cigarette? And they just go, ew, I don't want to do that. Anyway, folks, I'm Don Gavitt. That's my time. I really appreciate it. Good night.
For him. I'm gonna actually wipe down these microphones for just a quick second, and then we're gonna get up our next comic, and then we'll get up our last band. Are you guys excited? Cool. All right, are you guys ready for your final comic? I'm gonna need a lot more than that. Are you guys ready for your final comic? Excellent. Your next comic coming to the stage, good friend of mine, so happy she's here. Please make some noise right now for the very funny Amanda Lynn Deal.
Keep it going for Artichoke Music and Zane, doing a great job. Yes. I do kind of like wearing masks, I'll be honest. It's kind of fun for me, because I have this thing where I don't know what my face looks like when I talk to people. My whole life I've never known. And apparently it's a little too expressive. So it's nice to have this little cover up, so that way I can just talk to myself, laugh to myself. My new favorite hobby now is actually taking an edible and going to the grocery store and then not realizing when it kicks in till I leave. I go to every department of Fred Meyer. Every department. I don't have a car, but I bought some oil. I don't know. I was just like, this looks pretty good. I also do enjoy when I can see people wearing their masks with their nose out. I like that a lot, because those people are for sure the people who put condoms on balls first. You know what I mean? I'm being safe. I'm like, you look stupid. You look very stupid. Put it over your nose dick or whatever. I did comb my own hair. Thank you so much for noticing. This is like a normal Portland haircut, though. So you guys are like, we've seen that before. It's not original. This is like when you move to Portland, they ask you, what side do you want your mullet on? Are you a top? You a bottom? Do you lean to the left? Do you lean to the right? And I was like, left, please. I cut my own hair. I got out of a breakup. So I was like, you can't tell me what to do with this half of my hair. I don't know. I thought, living my best life. But I cut my hair and I realized it kind of looks like half me wants to talk to the manager. The other half is an actual manager. So that's confusing. Like, who do I talk to? It's me. I'm the problem. And I live in Vancouver, so this haircut's like real edgy over there. But I was thinking, I'm like, how do I tell everyone in Vancouver I'm bisexual without saying I'm bisexual? And I think I nailed it. They all fucking know. I used to work in a dive bar in Vancouver, Washington. Tip your bartender, by the way. Make some noise. Make some noise for the venue. Give them your money. I worked in, Vancouver's not all bad. It's got spots. But I worked in, the part where, the Lion King where the light doesn't touch. That's where this dive bar was. It was gross. It was like a weird pirate bar that I think closed 20 years ago. I don't know how the fuck. I think it was haunted because it was the same people all the time. I'm pretty sure that's what happened there. Just a bunch of girl soul guys being like, hey, Bush Light. And I'm like, yeah, I know. I opened it when you walked in the door. Jesus Christ, you get the same thing every time. He's like, here's a quarter for you, sweetie. I'm like, I think you need this more than I do. Get the fuck out of my face. A quarter? Seriously? Suck my dick. These dudes were gross as fuck, too. These are kind of men that would look at me. Still, to this day, they would say, I didn't think people said this, but they would say, hey, you should smile more. You look a lot prettier when you smile. I'm like, you look worse when you smile. Don't fucking look at people. That's disgusting. Keep your face to yourself, dude. I wish they had masks then, you know? Just right over the whole face, please. Jesus. Disgusting. I got glasses when I started working there because I have terrible vision, which is a horrible idea, it turns out, because then I could just see their faces better. Didn't really think it through. This guy came in first day with my new glasses. He's like, hey, Amanda, I like the glasses. You got like a hot burn thing going on. I want to check you out. I was like, well, throw these in the trash. It was a horrible idea. It's like fucking disgusting. I also was wearing a Killers t-shirt when I worked there. You guys know the band The Killers? You heard of them? Somebody told me you might know. Pun never works. Call me Mr. Brightside. It's Zane's fault I tell puns, I'll be honest. But I was wearing that shirt, and all these dudes were just like, hey, I like your shirt. And I was like, this is sad boy pop rock. It's not what you think it is. They just saw the word killer and guns and a cowboy. They're like, fuck yeah, nice shirt. I was like, nope. So I kept walking. And one dude goes, I like what's in the shirt more than what's on it. And I said, what? And he goes, nah. I said, no, I heard what you said. I wanted you to repeat it so you know how stupid you just sounded. And then he left. He got embarrassed and he went home. And that's a great trick. You should use that in the future. Just have men repeat themselves when they say dumb shit. They'll just reverse back in their butthole wherever they came from. Fucking ass trolls, dude. It's disgusting. Now I work in a preschool. I've been doing comedy for a decade. I've been working with kids pretty much my whole life, and I've been a bartender for way too long. Can you tell? Can you tell it's been too long? Oh my God. They're all the same job, I'll be honest with you. You're just dealing with messy, emotional people constantly. But one group of them I can have like real deep conversations with, and the other ones give me money at the bar. So kids are cooler. Kids are so dope. Little kids crack me up all the fucking time. I think they're magical, and I think the reason that I work so well with children is because I don't have any of my own. That's the trick. I'm an aunt and a nanny, a babysitter, preschool teacher. Love that shit because I get to go home or come here and tell dudes to suck my dick. So that's pretty fun. That's the balance. But there are women who have children and work in childcare. They are fucking heroes. You gotta salute those women when you see them. They never get a break. Like, when do you get a timeout? That's insane. Yeah. Oh my God, say thank you to those women. They're fucking heroes. I love the kids I work with. They're super cute. But like, there's this hacky thing a lot of older people say where they're like, man, what's the deal with kids these days? Got all these weird, fruity names. Back in my day, we had normal names like Dick and Peg. I'm like, okay, cool. Yeah, sure, dude. But there are like 12 Remys at my school. 12. That's a lot. It's a small school. That name, if it sounds familiar, it's a French gender non-specific name. It's also the name in The Rat and Ratatouille, so that's why you remember it. So that means everyone my age had a kid, saw that movie, and they're like, you know what we should name? Remy, because no one's gonna do that. And they're all Remy, so that's cool. But my name's Amanda, so I get it. Like, there's no Amandas that were born before the 80s or after the 90s. That's the only time we existed. So names do go through cycles. The little girl I babysit, her name is Kennedy. She's one of my favorites. But like, why are we naming little white girls after dead presidents? Why are we doing that? Kennedy, Reagan, lots of Reagans. Nixon's gonna be next, I'm calling it. That's the next one. They're gonna be like, we call her Nixie. I'm like, yeah, you do. Tricky Nix. They're gonna do it. They're gonna do it. There's these two twins that I love. They're goofy as hell, but they're like identical, and they dress the same, which is like cute, but kind of rude on the parents' part, don't you think? Because we can't tell them apart. And they like to trick us and say they're the other one when they're in trouble. I'm like, you sneaky little bitch, I see you, but like, goddamn it, I don't know what to do. I don't know who to yell at. I don't know who to get in trouble. So their dad will write on their hands an H and a G. One of them's Hunter. The other one's, I want to say Gatherer every time. I'm like, Hunter, nope, that's not his name. It should be, though. It's right there. They should have just went with it. Or Gardner, I don't know, something like that. His name's Gavin, and he's a sweetie pie. But he's for sure going to get murdered by Hunter, I'll be honest. Hunter is a psychopath. It's true, I'm sorry. Or he's going to be a vegan, you know, turn his life around, piss off his parents. He might do that, too. It's never too late. Real Cain and Abel thing going on. Yeah, I had a pretty awkward experience when I was watching Kennedy, my favorite. I'll share this story with you. You ever had to explain death to a child that's practically a stranger? Ever had to do that? I wouldn't recommend it. I didn't get paid enough for that shit. We're going to the park, and there's a for sure very dead bird. And me and her little brother are walking, and she's like, and I was like, okay, she already saw it. It's fine. We'll talk about it. And she's like, what happened to it? And I'm like, it died. Let's go to the park. Like, now we're skipping. Skip over the dead bird. Like, I'm trying to change the subject so bad. But she has so many questions, and her little brother is like, dead bird. I'm like, what the fuck? Little boys are psychopaths, by the way. She's like Disney princess, like cry singing, like, what happened? And I'm like, oh my God, poor little girl. So we're going to the park, and she has all these questions, and she's on the swing, and she's trying to talk to me, but she's also crying, which is super sad, but kind of funny if you just saw that happening. And you're like, and she's like, what happened? And I'm like, I'm not sure. Like, maybe a cat got it. Maybe it got sick. Maybe it fell out of a tree. That's for sure not what happened. Birds can fucking fly, but whatever. So I'm like, yeah, maybe, you know, things happened. It's fine. He's in a better place now. And she goes, what does that mean? I'm like, fuck! It's like the Lion King. Simba in the sky. You get it. Okay, circle of life. So I'm trying to change the subject, and she can't let it go. And she's getting really sad. So I get eye level, and I'm like, Kennedy, girl, talk to me. What's going on? Like, let's talk this through. She's like, I just feel really bad because that little baby bird's never gonna see its mommy or daddy ever again. And I was like, holy shit. That's like next level empathy. That is magical. She sees that little bird and she sees herself in that bird and thinks, what happens if I die? My parents have to mourn my death. Damn, that's heavy. But I didn't have the heart to tell her that's for sure the dead mommy or daddy bird that we saw. Like a nest of babies somewhere. Like, don't bring that up. Yep, it was for sure a baby. It was a little baby bird. And she finally goes to sleep. She takes a little kid nap on the ground. And all of a sudden she wakes up, remember the bird? I'm like, oh my God. And then COVID hit. I didn't see this girl for a year and a half. And the first thing she says is like, remember the dead bird? I'm like, is that who I am to you? I'm dead bird lady? That's our relationship now? I guess that's cool. I'm kind of witchy, whatever. Before I get out of here, I will say one thing. I realized something about myself after I turned 30. When I was 20, I was always very insecure about my height and my body hair, and I was just like, I'm a broad, okay? I'm not a lady. Like, I don't glisten, I drip, okay? I'm a nasty bitch, right? So I was like very insecure about it, and I was like, I need to find like a tall lumberjack man who's hairy and makes me feel so little and petite. Oh, excuse me, I'm just a little. You know, that's what I wanted, which is gross. Don't do that to yourself. Just be your fucking self. I never been able to get with a dude like that, though, and I don't know why, but I think it's kind of cool, because I've only ever been with dudes who can't grow beards. Yeah. But that way, when they're going down on me, they get to know what it's like to have a beard. And I think that's pretty cool, you know? Feminism. You empower me, I empower you. All right, you guys have been dope. Keep it going for Zane and all the comics and musicians you've seen.
Make some noise for Amanda Lynn Deal. All right, we are at our last performance of the night. You guys have fun tonight? All right, well, actually, I'm a huge liar. I have to do 5 minutes. I'm going to do one song I'm going to share with you guys. One sec. Nope, that was the wrong end. All right, so this last song that I'm going to perform for you guys, I wrote this song during the George Floyd protests last year. For me, it was something that like I was really kind of burnt out on, just kind of seeing that Black lives were being taken and nobody really cared. And it wasn't until last year that I really saw everyone get together and do the thing and make us feel valid. So if you guys were out there, I genuinely appreciate that. But yeah, thank you guys so much for hanging out for this, and we'll do this song. Can get that up a little bit. I can't even count on both hands the amount of times they shot down an unarmed black man. So I put 10 in the air and beg, don't shoot. I hear the anger of our ancestors and all you hear is loot. Fuck it, we built it, we'll burn it down. If you're not hearing this now, we tried to be on the ground. We tried not making a sound. Our silent protests fell on deaf ears and left peers in bewilderment that we were still getting killed like animals in the wilderness. All cops are bastards. Those were her last words right before they gassed her along with the local pastor. It's not black versus white. It's a fight for survival. I want you fighting for my life like your right to carry a rifle. I pump my fist
twisted this establishment enough to turn a pacifist into a violent activist. I pump my fist at this establishment enough to turn a pacifist into a violent activist. Scratch that shit. I gotta keep my cool, or Foxman's will show a clip of me acting the fool. Let's say that black people are animals and we're all dangerous thugs. I'm sick of making myself small so I'm worthy of your love. I'm sick of hiding myself away just because you believe my existence to be a threat. And I bet you didn't have to question how you'd be perceived wearing a mask. And it's sad that I had to ask. It's fucking disgusting, I have to tell you that my life matters, or risk my legacy being a blood splattering, heart shattered. You're sick of racism and all the attention we're giving it. How the fuck do you think I feel living it? You say I'm black because I lacked a father figure. The closest thing I had to one called me nigga, and that's what I'd accept from the family in my house. Imagine what I put up with every time that I went out. That man washed out my mouth when I said I'm black and I'm proud. I grew up in a place where my culture wasn't allowed. It's called America, welcome to the experience. It's everyone fearing us, feeling inferior, like no one is taking us serious. Fuck this sacred fence and those who hold it dear. Fuck everybody thinking we can be controlled by fear. Stay together, stay tight, we do this every night till we see some change in exchange for this loss of life. I can't even count on both hands the amount of times they shot down an unarmed black man. But if we do it right this time, I will never have to try and count again.
Are you guys ready for our last performer? Last performers, please welcome to the stage right now, Eel Salad.
Yo, let's keep that going though. For Zane, for Amanda, for everyone. Hell yeah. I've got a couple things to say right off the bat. One, this is our first official show as a group here. So thank you for having us out. Thank you for everyone coming out. Secondly, agreed, I fucking like the masks. I love the masks. If you can't tell, I'm someone who likes to accessorize. But the one thing I just don't like about it, can't see everyone smiling, man. I love a good smile. Love seeing it on the street. Love smiling at people, you know. It's a shame. Did I grab yours? Look how unprofessional I am. There we go. Oh, yeah. Can you hear me? Oh, okay. I won't touch it, I promise. All right. So we got a bunch of songs. I know we only have a half an hour. We'll see if I'll try to talk as little as we can. I know I get annoying when I drink, so. Can y'all hear me on the guitar? Yeah. Cool. You want to count us in, Tony? This first song's called Uh-huh. Somebody take me home tonight. It's not that I'm intoxicated, I just don't wanna drive. Sometimes I get that urge to turn my wheel sharp right, just to see the fish at the bottom of Clag River Drive. And they won't mind as my lights go dark and the river infiltrates the windows of the 90s Skylark that I should have fixed last summertime. But let's be honest, I don't care about my problems. Let me sink to the bottom and Thank you. Okay, this is the first time we've been plugged in with Mitch here. He's the newest member. We all actually work together. That's how we all met. Kind of classic story, I guess. But anyway, let's play another song. I know you guys don't want to hear me talk. She's out of touch, her up at the hottest filters. But it's never enough, it's enough, she's got a style. If stealing trends is hypocrite in denial, well, she thinks she's got it, well, she's got it though. And I live by his definition. And I hope that she won't to the same bag as her home. She says she stomped out her demons. It always says she wants to diagnose with bratty intentions. It's her way, all the highways close to the fire. Never make it out of here alive till 49. And I'm already getting tired. Well, she's got all the time in her whole damn life. And I hope that she won't get older to the same bag as her home. Thank you so much. So I've never been to like a comedy show thing before, so this was a really cool experience, especially to have like some local people come out and like hear that. That was really cool. The one thing I noticed though is everyone's afraid to sit in this front seat. No one wants to sit there. No one wants to get picked on. I get it. I see all you. This one's called Cottonmouth. If I could pick all this weed out my carpet, I'd have me a bowl and be inclined to smoke it. And if you would like, grab us a light, 'cause I don't think I'd mind if you'd like to join me. This Cottonmouth, it's letting me down as she's opened her lips and her tongue's coming out. Well, holy shit, she's leaning for a kiss. What the hell have I gotten into? Oh, well, baby, I'm sorry, but I'm gonna have to stop you there. I'm over my head, I'm out of my mind right now. There's one thing my mama has told me well, said a girl like you deserves better than a boy like me with this cotton mouth. This cotton mouth. She says she don't mind. And that's why I like her. She's one of a kind. And that's why I like her.
Thank you, thank you. Was that Allison? Hey, thank you, hell yeah. That's how I know I'm doing good, is when Allison's like it. All right, I hate to ask this dumb question, but could I please get a water up here? Hey man, I appreciate that. No, it's a dumb question, because I made the dumb mistake of not grabbing one to come up here. So. Yes. All right, this one's a new one, so yeah. Yeah, I sure will. I'm gonna take a swig of it before.
Well, I've been working for so many hours. I think I deserve something kind of nice. I'm not talking no jewelry, no, I don't like those fancy things. I'm thinking something pretty wrapped up on my finger. So, baby, wrap your hands around me. Spinning circles, yeah, coming towards me. I think it's time we unwind. And what better than your favorite kind of wine? Cherry, oh, cherry, cherry, oh, cherry. And I've been out of my mind, 'cause the pretty little sundress that you're wearing all the time's got me twisted up in my mind, making me question wrong from right. So So baby, won't you twist it for me? Spin in circles, yeah, spin towards me now. I don't like your lipstick tonight. So come in close, let me see what it tastes like. Cherry, 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 cherry. Thank you. Thank you so much. I don't write a lot of songs using those falsetto notes, but hey, gotta push yourself, right? Oh, hell yeah, this one's fun. I know this is like a sitting place, but if anyone wants to dance, I don't know, feel free to. No pressure or anything, but especially Allison over here. I don't know. Lord, take me home. I've been following the wind song and brought me through this crossroad. And oh, don't we know that the devil's been waiting, looking for a reason to steal my soul? And if I take his offer, I'm looking at the coffer at 27 years old. But what do I know? Do I even believe so? Oh, and he's figuring me out. Yeah, he's taking me down, downtown, through the bottom of the barrel, where all I've got is this sad dog's house singing. He's brought me down, downtown, through the bottom of the barrel, where all I've got is this sad dog's house singing. Oh. Singing, Lord, take me home. Lord, take me home. Lord, take me home. Even if I don't wanna, you can sing it with me. Lord, take me home. Lord, take me home. Lord, take me home. Even if I don't wanna go no. And he's picking me out. And he's taking me down, downtown, through the bottom of the barrel, where all I've got is this sad dog's house singing. He's brought me down, downtown, through the bottom of the barrel, where all I've got is this sad
Thank you. We all work in a garden together, growing the best shit on earth. I don't know if you've ever heard of weed, but that's what we do. But anyway, one day in the garden, we were doing transplant or something, or one of those big tasks, and this guy's like, "Man, write a song called Sad Dog Howl," and that was that one. I know, really fun, interesting story, right? But I don't know what I'm doing. I don't know how to fill this space up here. I just play music. I don't talk. This song's called Letting Go.
I've been howling at the moon, trying to open some doorway to you. Through the other side, is there anyone there? I've already tried twice, and I've been up for hours, waiting for the man to kick on the power. But I'm alright in the dark, I was practically raised there, it's gotten me this far. It's how I know sometimes it's hard enough to even breathe, let alone letting go of all those things that I hold so close. Lord knows I've tried, given up about 1,000,000 times, but who's to say that I'm not to try again? Hey, yeah. Hey, yeah. Hey, yeah. Hey, yeah. And I've stayed screaming towards the stars, trying to manifest this good life's hard. It's full of bitter ends, but when one door closes, another one opens. And I've learned lessons through and through. Don't let the hard shit get to you. We'll learn to let life flow. Keep your head above water and let's see where this goes. Yeah, sometimes it's hard enough to even breathe, let alone letting go of all those things that I hold so close. Lord knows I've tried, I've given up about 1,000,000 times, but who's to say that I'm not to try again? Yeah, yeah. Yeah, yeah. Yeah, sometimes it's hard enough to even breathe. Yeah, sometimes it's hard enough to even breathe. Yeah, sometimes it's hard enough to even breathe. Yeah, sometimes it. Yeah, sometimes it. Yeah, sometimes it's hard enough to even breathe, let alone letting go of all those things that I hold so close. Lord knows I've tried, I've given up about 1,000,000 times, but who's to say that I'm not to try again? Mitch.
Thank you so much. Man, I can't believe before this I was planning on wearing a denim jacket. still out in my car, but we'll see. Yeah, mid-set change, exactly. Man, this song's always a really good time for me to chat over it, but like, what the fuck am I supposed to say? The weather. What was it today, man? I've been inside getting high all day. Like I don't think you understand. All I do is write these dumb songs and smoke weed, man. Speaking of dumb songs, this song is about having long hair. Yeah, I know, super exciting. Oh yeah, check us all out. If I cut my hair, I'll die. I don't want to turn into this sad guy with skinny jeans. Well, it doesn't seem to care. Milkshakes and fries, oh let that shit take me to the other side. Here it's greener there in the clouds where I can't let down on my thinning hair. Yeah, take me. All right, one more time out there. Milkshakes and fries, oh let that shit take me to the other side. Here it's greener there in the clouds where I can't let down my flowing hair. That's the line. Yeah, take me to those sweeter things where the angels sing and no one cares, yeah, no one cares at all about this overgrown mop that tickles my back. Oh yeah, this overgrown mop that tickles my back. If I could find my hair ties, I'd put it up in a bun and get this humane appetite out of my eyes, so I could give this a goddamn bowl of light. My blue eyes are bloodshot red. I'm always laughing it off until the bitter end. I hope I did this right, but at the end of the day, you know, it's a happy life. And yeah, it showed me what it really means to be a killer queen. Now I don't care, no, I don't care at all about this overgrown mop that tickles my back. Oh yeah, this overgrown mop that tickles my back. Thank you. You know, that was one of our first songs we ever played. I've never forgotten the lyrics to it ever once in my entire life. I've never, you know, I'm blaming this one on Allison. Sorry. It's that beautiful laugh. It just distracted me. You know, sorry. Oh man, I'm hot up here. Let's cool it down. Play something a little slower. Yeah, thanks. Good segue. I've never been on a mic before, so that's a lie. This one's like sad, but in like a really happy way. Does that makes sense? You guys need a hit of this. Nobody cares is a hard pill to swallow, but the older we get, the more we'll know. This northwest air grows stale as we're falling down this rocky ledge. Life dare not grow. So don't swim, just let the rivers take you down their path of least resistance. And when we wash ashore, no one is there to find you. No one was looking in the first place. So here we are, just bones and scars. Never got the chance to make our mark. And here we are, just observing stars, trying to make sense, but still lost in the dark. And here we are, nothing but a shadow of our former self that we swear we forgot. And here we are, just wasting our time, stuck on a rewind, cause we don't know much better. We're birds of a feather, all fucking together till we die. But that's alright. Alright, I'm gonna sing this one more time. I want you guys to let those words sink in. Especially that "it's alright" line at the end. I think we all need a little bit of that, you know? Nobody cares is a hard pill to swallow, but the older we get, the more we'll know. This northwest air grows stale as we're falling down the rocky ledge. Life dare not grow. So don't swim, just let the rivers take you down their path of least resistance. And when we wash ashore, no one is there to find you. No one was looking in the first place. So here we are, just bones and scars. Never got the chance to make our mark. And here we are, just observing stars and trying to make sense, but still lost in the dark. And here we are, nothing but a shadow of our former self that we swear we forgot. And here we are, just wasting our time, stuck on a rewind, cause we don't know much better. We're birds of a feather, all fucking together till we die. But that's alright. Thank you. Thank you. All right, one more song. Whoa, what do you guys want to do? Muddy? All right. We got one more song. This one, let's bring it back up, huh? Feel free to stomp your boots, clap your hands. I don't know. You guys are sitting down. No one danced, so I get it. Thank you guys so much. We're Eel Salad. I don't really have anything to promote, but we just started an Instagram, Eel Salad Band. If you want to check that out, I don't know. But we're playing at the Big Legrowski in like a couple weeks. But keep that round of applause going for Amanda, for Zane, for everyone tonight, for Artichoke Music, for Adam, for Sarah, for Michael. This is awesome. This is an awesome spot. You know, I played here 2 weeks ago just on a whim, and this is awesome, dude. This is a great community. I love it. You guys have a good night.
Make some noise one more time for Eel Salad. Make some noise for him. That has been the Artichoke Music Show, Friday night, Coffeehouse. Did you guys have fun? Yeah. Excellent. Thank you guys for sticking around. It means the world. Please come back. You can find out whatever you need through Artichoke's website. Thank you guys so much. We'll see you next time.